I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 294. Mr. Parkey, how is meditation to be practiced? Maharshi, meditation is, truly speaking, Atmanishtha, to be fixed as the self. But when thoughts cross the mind and an effort is made to eliminate them, the effort is usually termed meditation. Atmanishtha is your real nature. Remain as you are. That is the aim. Questioner, but thoughts come up. Is our effort meant to eliminate thoughts only? Maharshi, yes. Meditation being on a single thought, the other thoughts are kept away. Meditation is only negative in effect, inasmuch as thoughts are kept away. Questioner, it is said, Atma samstan mana kirtva, fixing the mind in the self. But the self is unthinkable. Maharshi, why do you wish to meditate at all? Because you wish to do so, you are told Atma samstan mana kirtva, fixing the mind in the self. Why do you not remain as you are without meditating? What is that mana, mind? When all thoughts are eliminated, it becomes Atma Samstha, fixed in the self. Questioner, if a form is given, I can meditate on it and other thoughts are eliminated. But the self is formless. Maharshi, meditation on forms or concrete objects is said to be dhyana, whereas the inquiry into the self is vichara, inquiry, or nidhyasana. Explaining adharopapavadabhyam, superimposition and its elimination, Sri Bhagavan pointed out that the first turns you inward to the self, and then, according to the second, you know that the world is not apart from the self. This dialogue is about the question of how to meditate. Mr. Parkey starts the conversation by asking about meditation. How is it to be done? Maharshi responds, saying that true meditation is Atmanishtha, which translates to being fixed as the self. He says that when thoughts arise and efforts are made to eliminate them, this is commonly referred to as meditation. So meditation is quieting thought. However, Ramana emphasizes that Atmanishtha represents your true nature, encouraging you to remain as you are, as that is the ultimate goal of meditation. Remain as you are, Ramana says. Don't add anything from all your mind's ideas. Just fill yourself with the knowledge that flows from being, like the knowledge that you exist. You don't need to think about it to know that you exist. Remain like you are when you know directly, your existence. The questioner seeks further clarification, expressing concern about the presence of thoughts during meditation, a common concern among meditators. This is not surprising, since what you're trying to do when you meditate is to quiet thoughts. So then you start to notice that there are all these thoughts that just keep coming and coming. They seem endless, only stopping when you sleep. Sometimes there are so many it's even hard to sleep. What a problem! Maharshi reaffirms that the purpose of meditation is indeed to eliminate thoughts. So you're keeping the mind focused on a single thought while excluding others. He describes meditation as having mainly a negative effect. You are only keeping away distracting thoughts, not adding something else. The questioner then raises a question about the idea of fixing the mind on the self, wondering, how can you do this? Given that the self is inconceivable by the mind, how do you focus the mind on what cannot be known by the mind? Maharshi challenges the necessity of meditation itself, questioning, why don't you simply remain as you are before engaging in the meditation practice? Who you are, the self, is thought-free. Ramana explains that when there are no thoughts, the mind naturally becomes fixed on the self. Any effort to be something, anything, takes you away from what you already are. I think this is why Ramana recommends self-inquiry, vichara, over meditation. Inquiry, like meditation, provides a focus to still the mind, but it does so without adding some other element external to the self to focus on. Further discussion comes as the questioner expresses difficulty in what seems like formless meditation, meditating on the formless self compared to meditating on tangible forms or objects, meditating on some object that the mind can know. Maharshi distinguishes between meditation on forms, which he describes as dhyana, and the inquiry into the self, which he terms vichara or nidhyasana, which you could call formless meditation. Ramana introduces the practice of adharapakavadabhyam, superimposition, and its elimination. This is like an advanced form of discrimination, discriminating the real from the unreal. Explaining this practice, Ramana points out that the first element, superimposition, turns you inward to the self, and then the second part is the elimination of the superimposition. This is like seeing that the world is superimposed on the self, and then seeing that the world and the self are one, just the one self. With this practice, you come to know that the world is not apart from the self. Ramana says that this practice leads you inward towards the self, and brings the understanding that the world is not separate from the self. The dialogue highlights Ramana Maharshi's perspective on meditation, emphasizing the importance of eliminating thoughts and ultimately realizing one's true nature as the self. He encourages you to engage in self-inquiry rather than focusing solely on meditative practices involving tangible objects. Inquiry leads to a deeper understanding of the self and its relationship to the world. You have to know the self. Self-knowledge is what brings freedom and realization. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.